would hurt to hit you, right? Imagine if there was 4,200 of them in a minute. It's not the one that you can get at the gift shop. This is my jersey and I earned it. So.
Today we have Caroline. She leads ROTC here at Colorado. She's going to take it from me.
Awesome, great, thanks. Coach, good morning. Bucks, good morning. Good morning. Awesome. So I'm Colonel B.B. Lang. I have the honor of being the commander of the Air Force ROTC detachment here at CU Boulder. And so, Coach, we just met yesterday, but let me tell you that we've got a lot in common because our job is to build leaders. And so I was inspired by the real last fall when Coach brought in the firefighters. And God bless firefighters, but what I thought at that moment is that these fine young men and the women as well need to hear more about the opportunity to serve their country. So I am not a recruiter. In fact, my numbers are just fine, but it is really important to me, excuse me, to take the time and just to plant those seeds so that if you are thinking about life after football, I want you to know that there is incredible opportunity beyond, beyond college to serve your nation in uniform. And so Coach develops leaders, and I'm always impressed by your focus on developing young men after this. I do the same thing. I have 300 cadets and I work every single day to make sure I'm developing leaders of character for our nation. We focus on leadership, accountability, trust, and building that team. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to bring somebody even cooler on stage. And so when I was a cadet, I had a fellow cadet, Thorp, who was also on the football team. When I reached out to Reggie with this message, I said, I know who you need to hear from. And so my teammate and my fellow cadet, Lieutenant Colonel Thorp, we were cadets here together. He played here, and I thought no better person than to tell you about the parallels, about serving in the military, being on a football team, and developing a leader than my dear friend, Lieutenant Colonel Thorp. And so, Coach, thanks so much for having us, and you bet, I'll turn it over to Dylan. Thanks, guys.
26 years ago, I was sitting in these seats right here, looking this way. We didn't get this kind of stuff, so I'm very blessed, very humbled to be able to sit here and talk to you guys. I got a special one. Let's say attack.
Attack.
All right, attack.
Attack.
All right, I flew A-10s in the Air Force after being here, and that was our battle cry. So I think it applies. And all the things that the coaches just said here, all are directly apply to what I did for the next 21 years after I left here. So from Bucks to Bagram, right? Bagram was the air base that I deployed to in the Operation Enduring Freedom. Let's go slide. Now, you guys have had Hall of Famers. You had NFL players in here talking to you guys all the time. You got 5-time Pro Bowlers as your coaches. But, slide. You probably have never had the special teams scout player of the week. That's my football career highlight right there. That's the helmet that's in that video right there. I'm going to pass it around so you guys can take a look at it. This right here is a 30mm shell out of the A-10. Yeah, it would hurt to hit you, right? Imagine if there was 4,200 of them in a minute. So 70 rounds per second this thing shoots. So I'll pass this around. It's a replica, so the shell's real, but it's not going to blow up. It's not going to blow up. What this video is right here, one of my assignments in the Air Force was the A-10 demonstration pilot. So I was doing aerobatic stuff in the A-10. What you're going to see here in a minute, I got the opportunity to fly with some of the other fighters in the Air Force, some of the fighters that they don't fly anymore, so you'll see some formation stuff here. This was one of the highlights of my career. This would be the equivalent of my highlight reel. And the mission is close air support, so. F-22, F-16, P-51 Mustang. That's an F-15E, an F-4, and also a P-51 Mustang. You can see all the crowd down there. That's who I'm performing in front of, just like you guys on game day. All right, hey, here's my highlights of my career, right? A lot of stuff up there, 21 years in the Air Force, a lot of flying, a lot of combat missions, deployed to Iraq and deployed to Afghanistan, did a lot. The ones that mean the most to me are those bottom two. Because of me, less bad guys, more good guys, right? Saving those guys and serving those guys on the ground. 13,000 D1 players. So that means just by sitting here, you're one in 462 college people that is in this. So you drop it down to the Buffaloes, 104 of you, as of yesterday is what I heard. 1 in 60,000, right? So that puts you guys, just by being in this room, at the 0.001%. Some of you guys are going to be on the field every game all the time. Some of you guys are going to be the ones behind the scenes getting those guys ready, right? Be like me trying to get past Coach Dre on the scout team defense. So this was something that I always took with me. Pride and tradition of the Colorado Buffaloes will not be entrusted to the timid or the weak. So I know you guys are familiar with that. What I took with me out of being a football player here was that I could do anything, right? I got to pilot training. It was hard. It was a lot of this, early mornings, difficult training, but I knew from my time here and the grind that I put in here that I could do it. So, all right, there's a lot of parallels. I can't think of anything between football and being a fighter pilot that lines up more closely, right? Part of a highly elite organization, Colorado Buffaloes, man. Everybody knows who you are. Extremely competitive to get here. Congrats to all you guys for getting in this seat that you're sitting in today. Physically and mentally demanding, right? Also, nonstop hard work and sacrifice. You guys are not living the college life that the rest of the 30,000 people are living out there. Your Friday nights look a lot different. Your Saturday mornings look a lot different. Your off season looks a lot different. But because of that, you get a high level of respect. Same thing goes for being a fighter pilot. When you say I'm a Colorado Buffalo, people know what that means, and it means something. Just like when I sit here in this uniform and I say, hey, I flew fighter jets for my country. Slide. Another way that it's the same, hey, here's a day in the life of the fighter pilot. This is very typical on a training day or even a combat mission, right? 3 hours of prep. Figuring out what we're going to do, getting everything set to go to the flight. Hour of brief, which is kind of what we're doing here. Rehearse everything, look at film, know the battle that we're going to face. An hour, you guys will leave here. I guess no pads today, but normally pads, getting ready, getting your mind right. All right, someone read this off for me. Up top, the top line.
Okay. Shooters, guns, bombs, in east, off, south.
All right, does that sound similar to anything that you guys might be familiar with? A play call, right? That's exactly what that is. When I'm a flight lead and I'm getting ready to take out a target in Afghanistan, I'm assessing the situation, I'm making that play call. So that's my formation, wedge formation. Shooters means we're both shooting. It's going to be guns with the lead, bombs by the trailer. We're going to be in from the east and off south, right? As close to football as you can get, right? Ready, break, let's do it. We use an acronym, a lot of acronyms in the military. This one is called FRODIES. It stands for formation, roll, ordnance, timing, ingress direction, egress direction, and assort. So that's an abbreviated one because it was too long for the slide, but normally it would be a little more than that. So it's your blue left 25 dive, straight up. So everybody knows what that means, and that's what I'm getting into here. Know the fight, right? It's important that you know just your assignment, and that's got to be a given. Everybody has to do that, but above and beyond that, you've got to have that football SA, right? That situational awareness. You're not going to cut your route a yard short on third down, right? So, know the fight, know your role, know your assignment. That's how I brief my guys. That's straight out. That's not something I made up for here. That's something I would brief to my guys going out the door. A lot of words on this. Everyone in here will put the helmet on. That helmet that I put on, I retired a couple years ago. Everyone in here has that last time that they put that helmet on. You may or may not know when that is. It may be sooner, it may be later. You know, Coach said that some of you guys, this game's going to take care of your life. Well, for the other 98%, it may not, right? You're going to have something to do, and you're going to carry that being a Buffalo, being a football player forward, and leverage that into the rest of your life. And the lessons that you learn here, the tenacity that you experience, all the things that you have really fought for. All the people supporting you are key to your success. Remind them often. I was sitting in there in the training table this morning, looking at the guy serving the food, right? Looking at all these people, this huge facility. All these people are here to make you guys successful. It's easy to forget that sometimes, right? But nobody is successful alone. So take some time to remind those people that are doing all that stuff for you. He handed me this jersey 26 years ago. Don't worry, man. They're not going to rename the Jim Thorp Award to the Dylan Thorp Award anytime soon. And I don't think my number's going up on the thing, maybe unless it's from you. But this is a source of pride for me, right? This is my jersey. It's not the one that you can get at the gift shop. This is my jersey, and I earned it. So the other one, it's a big one here. Compartmentalize. Coach did a great thing this morning. Hey, what's going on in everybody's lives, right? As a fighter pilot, those things, it's true for everybody. So I had to learn how to leave that, find a spot where that doesn't matter right now. All I'm going to do, for me, was putting the helmet on, right? For you guys, I call it the locker room. Hey, can you leave that locker room suited up for the next hour and a half or 2 hours? do nothing but focus and put 100% dedication and effort into that. Those problems are going to be there when you get back, and there's nothing you can do about them while you're on the field. All right, finally and most importantly, walk tall, stand proud. Never forget that you can do what you asked of you, being a Colorado Buffalo and in here, you can do anything. And again, I told you that made a huge difference for me going into pilot training, going throughout my entire career. So, thank you guys for having me, man. So great to be here. Thank you for letting me talk.
I wasn't trying to do that. I don't think I was strong enough. Back in high school, I was in ROTC. I was in ROTC because my uncle was, I think, not corporal. What's after corporal? Sergeant Marvin Mims, and I wanted to emulate him because he always came home with a uniform on, and he was that. So I went into ROTC, and the goal was to be Colonel Sanders. I never made it. That was my goal. So that was my little military stint. And I made it to Corporal Sanders, and I was tight. You know, we had to shine the buff off, shine the shoes, and we had to have a uniform on the spot. So I loved it when I was in high school. Hey guys, let's have a great day. We got company in the house, and we don't want to look bad in front of company. Let's have a great day.